The courtroom was packed. Every seat was filled as a highly publicized fraud trial entered its third day. At the witness stand sat Daniel Carter, a quiet black man in his early 40s. He wasn't the defendant. He wasn't an attorney. He was simply a witness called to testify. But attorney Richard Lawson had other plans. Lawson was known for his aggressive style. He enjoyed humiliating witnesses. And the moment Daniel took the stand, he became the lawyer's favorite target. "Mr. Carter," Lawson said with a smirk, "are you sure you understand these financial records?" A few people chuckled. Daniel remained calm. "Yes." The lawyer laughed. "Really? Because your background doesn't exactly suggest expertise." Several jurors frowned. The judge glanced toward Lawson. "Counselor, keep your questions relevant." "Of course, Your Honor." But Lawson continued. Every question sounded more like an insult than a legal argument. He mocked Daniel's education, his job, his experience, even the way he spoke. The courtroom grew increasingly uncomfortable. Yet Daniel never lost his composure. That only seemed to frustrate Lawson even more. Finally, the attorney held up a stack of documents. "Mr. Carter, isn't it true you're completely unqualified to interpret these records?" Daniel looked at the papers, then looked back at Lawson. "No." The lawyer smiled. "Oh, and why not?" Daniel quietly answered. "Because I created them." The room became silent. Lawson blinked. "What?" Daniel folded his hands. "I designed the financial tracking system your client used." Several jurors sat forward. The lawyer suddenly looked confused. But he recovered quickly. "That doesn't make you an expert." Daniel nodded. "Actually, it does." The judge raised an eyebrow. Daniel calmly reached into his briefcase. He handed several documents to the court clerk. The clerk delivered them to the judge. The judge read them, then read them again. Her expression changed immediately. "Mr. Carter." The courtroom became quiet. The judge looked up. "These documents indicate you were the lead forensic consultant who developed the auditing software used by multiple federal agencies." Gasps filled the room. Lawson's face turned pale. Daniel nodded. "That's correct." The lawyer suddenly stopped smiling. The judge continued reading. Daniel wasn't just a consultant. He had advised federal investigators, major corporations, government agencies. His work had uncovered millions of dollars in fraud cases. The same fraud techniques involved in the current trial. The courtroom buzzed with whispers. Lawson looked stunned. For the last hour, he had treated Daniel like he knew nothing. Now everyone realized he was one of the most qualified people in the room. But the surprises weren't over. The judge opened another document. Her eyes widened. "Mr. Carter." Daniel nodded. "Go ahead." The judge looked directly at the attorney. "It appears Mr. Carter previously provided evidence in a disciplinary investigation involving attorney Lawson." The room froze. The lawyer's face lost all color. "What?" Daniel remained calm. The judge continued reading. Several years earlier, Daniel had helped uncover financial irregularities connected to one of Lawson's former cases. The investigation had nearly cost the attorney his license. Gasps spread across the courtroom. Lawson looked horrified. Suddenly, his behavior made sense. This wasn't aggressive questioning. It was personal. The judge turned toward him. "Counselor, were you aware of this connection?" Lawson hesitated. That hesitation answered everything. The judge's expression hardened. "You spent the last hour attacking a witness you clearly knew was qualified." Silence. The jurors stared. The spectators stared. Even Lawson's own client looked shocked. Daniel never smiled, never celebrated. He simply sat quietly. The truth was doing all the work. The judge leaned forward. "Mr. Carter's testimony will stand." Then she looked directly at Lawson. "And this court will be reviewing your conduct during these proceedings." The room erupted with whispers. For the first time all day, Richard Lawson had nothing to say. He had entered the courtroom expecting to humiliate a witness. Instead, he had exposed himself, and everyone had watched it happen.